Okay, so we're here in my garage. I'm Tony. Here we go.
You go first. You go first.
I am Raymond Howard on Wednesdays.
Only on Wednesdays. I'm Beckett Unterwagner.
It's Monday.
Nice to see y'all.
All right, so this talking about Aaron Hernandez, murder trials, stuff like that. Tight end for the Patriots. Played. I'm gonna say he was drafted in 2010. Played 3 years almost until he just like unalived Odin Lloyd. Because
Yeah, that was not good.
Tragedy.
it was, especially for the Patriots. He was a really good player, but
Yeah,
just
I
had
mean,
really
he
bad
was
decisions off
a
the field.
killer on and off the field.
Yeah, killed defenses. It's kind of ironic too. The guy he killed was a linebacker for a semi-pro football league. Not trying to make any jokes. I'm just saying.
So what happened at the nightclub in 2007, Tony?
So, basically, him and Tim Tebow, when he played for the Florida Gators, Hernandez was like 17 at the time.
That team was crazy good.
Yeah. So, pretty much they're in the nightclub. Hernandez is racking up a bill, hammered. And the employee's like, hey, you got to pay this. Hernandez is like, no, I don't want it. So, they start trying to kick him out. And they get into the door. Hernandez goes, looks at him, sucker punches him right in the face. I don't know if charges were pressed on that one, but, a little bit kind of happened with that. I don't know, the dude was kind of messed up.
What about the scene of the crime?
Well, let's wait for that one. You know anything about his early life?
What about? Didn't he not have a good relationship?
Didn't
with
he
his
get
parents?
beat by his father?
Yeah.
Get him out.
I mean, that would definitely contribute a little bit.
Yeah, he did. Basically, his dad, alcoholic, abusive, Puerto Rican immigrant. I think both his parents were. But his parents fought all the time. Kick him out. His mom would kick his dad out of the house, and then always let him back in after a little bit. But and he abused his brother and Hernandez, both of them. And then there was a lot of stuff. Hernandez had a messed up life too. If you watch the documentary, y'all seen the documentary?
No,
No,
I have
So,
not.
his best friend in high school, he also had a little gay thing with him.
That I have heard about.
Yeah, and at the time wasn't really accepted at all. And like him being, he had like a mindset of him being a football player and all that. Can't do that. So all that kind of built up, and that kind of went through his entire career. Kind of like that. But and in prison too, he had some stuff happen, and it might stem back to he was like, I'm gonna say like 6. I had a babysitter who was like 16 and would molest him like for years. I don't know why it stopped, but that sounded really bad. I don't know what caused it to stop, what caused the break. And stop laughing, dude. No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not. I didn't mean it like that. I'm saying.
I don't know why it stopped.
No, you're gonna knock the trash can over behind you. All I'm saying is I don't know if he just stopped babysitting for him. He got old enough, or if his parents just found out or something. I don't know. That really wasn't clear to me what happened with that. But just messed up life, dude.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this one story. They don't know for sure if it was him or not, but he fit the description, and I guess there was some car or something that was parked outside a nightclub he was at, and
I don't know if it was a nightclub, but it was somewhere.
oh yeah, so you've heard the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the descriptions say that somebody who matched him ended up shooting at the vehicle.
Mm-hmm. I think it hit one of the guys in the back of the head. I don't know if it killed anyone, but or it hit the guy in the back. Something, I don't know, but yeah. And they never pressed charges on him because they couldn't really prove it was him, but they had evidence to say it was him, but they couldn't for sure say it was him. So that
You got to have that in court.
Yeah, nothing really happened there with that one. But yeah.
So would you say he's the first gay NFL player?
I wouldn't say first. Probably not. There's probably other ones that got in there and just never really said anything.
I would say he was one of the first to
Yeah, but
really,
we're not a progressive podcast like this. We're supposed to be talking about the murder.
No. I was gonna say. I would say he was like the first to like kind of bring attention towards CTE, especially after his death when they started studying his
Oh yeah,
brain.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, they like especially during that time too. There was a lot of stuff about brain injury.
I mean, we see what goes on with NFL players nowadays, like the GOAT Antonio Brown,
Yeah.
CTE legend.
Yeah, but the thing with Hernandez was like they didn't know until like 2015, 2016 when he died. And he was in prison for like 2-3 years leading up to that. I think I just know he committed the crime in 2013. So what we're talking about now is the crime, the murder of Odin Lloyd, the one that actually got him arrested. So they found the body about like a mile away from his house in an industrial park with keys and the car, like a rental car, in Hernandez's name, like at the crime scene. A couple of blunts or I think just one, with his DNA on it. And people knew Lloyd and Hernandez were together at that time, so that's not a good look either. And yeah, I mean, they just took him out there, and it was like execution style, like it just got him out there, shot him, and Lloyd knew because I think he pissed him off. Doing something, but I mean, the dude just like he had everything, but he just couldn't get away from like a life just doing that stuff like that.
So do you know anything about like the events that led up to the crime, or?
It had something to do with I don't know, some kind of like I don't know if it was a drug deal or something, but he just ticked off Hernandez, and I guess it was bad enough for him to want to go take him out and kill him, leave him there. And I think it was like the next morning, and this is like at 1 in the morning, he killed him, maybe 2 in the morning. But next day, a jogger running by sees a body, calls police, and then all that footage, like the camera footage at Hernandez's house, wiped the next day, like wiped. And then he also hired a cleaning team too to come in, clean the entire house down. But yeah, I mean, he didn't really hide it that well, apparently, because like Lloyd was texting people, like he was with him. I think, Lloyd was texting his sister's girlfriend, stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm with him. If anything happens, this guy's gonna kill me. So, I don't know, stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, it's just kind of, it's a weird set looking at that. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I mean, that's really it for the murder. Let me see what else I got. I have notes for this.
This guy's fake. He's a fraud.
So let's talk about his death real quick. So Hernandez was found dead in his cell, hanging from. So he had a bunch of bed sheets tied around his neck, hanging from the window, and the floor just covered in like shampoo, just like soap. So I guess like he couldn't stand there; he'd slip. Really. And you could see John,
big dude,
and then he had John 3:16 in like red ink on his forehead, and he had like a lot of stuff like leading up to that.
Do you know what that verse is?
John 3:16.
Mm-hmm.
Off of that.
I can look it up real quick.
Yeah. I should know it. I just don't. I don't know. But
For God so loved the world that he gave
Yeah.
his only begotten Son, that whoever shall believe in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It wasn't in there for sure, but there was some, I know it was something like that. But
Rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
yeah, sure. That's another episode we can do. So anyway, and then there's cardboard shoved under the door too, to make it harder to open the door to get into him if they found him before he died. He was there for like a few hours when they found him. But people were saying, like a bunch of people with him, like prisoners at the time, were saying like, yeah, he was getting really religious, like out of nowhere. Like often he would say stuff like, "We all have Jesus Christ inside of us," stuff like that to other people. And what's weird too, there were drawings in blood like on the walls of like an unfinished pyramid with the all-seeing eye of God like up there, and then then Illuminati written at the bottom of it in blood too, which is a little terrifying.
Do you think this could possibly be like an Epstein situation going on?
No, I mean like he had nothing to like come out and say for someone to kill him.
Maybe that was why. Maybe we don't know because he got killed.
Well, there's no reason for him to like. I mean, I don't know. I don't think like
I mean,
realistically.
he wasn't trying to hide the crime originally, so there'd be no.
Well, he was trying to
I
hide
mean-
it, but he
Well,
didn't
not
have
very
him
well.
But maybe there's a reason why Aaron Hernandez got killed.
He killed himself. It's not like Epstein where you look at he's got this entire sex trafficking ring,
We all
and
know that.
there's all these famous people coming in, doing all this stuff, killing kids. Rumors of like them using their blood to like you hear about that like they'd use their blood to like kind of reverse aging a little bit.
I think we should stay on.
No,
track.
I'm making a point. Epstein like could have ratted out all these people, and it was looking like he was going to. So then, I'm not going to say names because I don't want to get killed by the government. So they were just like let's kill this guy so he doesn't rat all of us out, so they can keep doing this, and that's kind of what happened with that one.
But maybe they got to him before we could have known his ties.
You think?
There's not.
you
Bill
think-
Belichick had no reason to kill Aaron Hernandez. Like, there's nothing like.
You think?
Bill Belichick made a deal with the devil. That's why the Patriots are so good. Him and Tom Brady.
You, yeah, but remember what you say. Remember what you think about Tom Brady.
That's why.
I don't know. I just think.
Do you think he was probably guilty about what he did, and that's why he took his own life?
I don't know. I mean, you could say so, but another thing too, he went from having everything to nothing. And then if you watch that documentary, you could you could hear like people who talk to him like on the phone, like calls from prison. They did say he seemed completely okay with just what was going on. Like he liked the way he was living, just like that small. Like he went from a giant mansion, or not. I don't want to say. He went from a big house to just a really small prison cell, just like that. And he didn't seem like any upset about it. He was,
So then maybe he came to terms with what he did.
Yeah, I mean,
Further proves my point. Maybe he didn't kill himself.
okay. I mean, he was he had life in prison. I mean, it's not like he was getting out in 20 years. I mean, he had life in prison. He had no reason to I don't know, but
We digress.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, it was weird. And then New England, they lost a lot of money when that happened because you have to cut him off the team. You can't do that. It's not like,
Well, I know all of his teammates were pretty shocked about what happened. Like I remember I remember that interview with Gronkowski when they asked about it and he walked out. Like some of his teammates were very much shocked. They weren't expecting it. And so, especially with a guy who supposedly had a history of violence, and for that many people to just be shocked by what had transpired,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it was weird. And then get back to the homosexual part of that too. He had letters written in prison. He wrote 3 like suicide notes. I'm not trying to make it gay. This is the part of the case. I don't know what y'all are about, but
we didn't do anything.
oh, you're looking at the camera funny. Okay, but he had 3 notes written, one to his wife, one to his daughter. The third one's unclear who it is. They think it's to like a gay prison guy he had stuff with. But I mean that's not like for sure.
It's just rumors.
No, yeah, pretty much. You've been a little quiet. You got anything you want to add?
I don't think he killed himself.
No,
Okay,
really.
so just more conspiracy.
Yeah, let's dive into that. Where do you get that from? What are you getting that
So you say these things like he didn't seem suicidal when he was on the phone, and you talk about like the stuff that he was drawing on the walls, supposedly in the blood and stuff like that. It could be the Illuminati or a cult. You don't know.
Well,
I
most
don't
of the
see a reason.
most of the time, it's not apparent.
Yeah.
Like that's what's so deadly about suicide or dangerous about suicide is you don't know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Like it wasn't.
Well, we didn't know Epstein was gonna get himself killed. That was too shocking.
Yeah, he just had some issues going on.
I was flabbergasted.
And I don't know. So You talk about after he died, do some brain examinations, find out he got CTE, and that could have been it. Cause that,
Like the GOAT Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I mean, it just messes with like how you act, how you think, stuff you do,
Mm-hmm.
and you know you can kind of tell. Like Chandler Jones too, he's going off the deep end. Also another former Patriot. Also
Maybe
played
it's
for the
because
Cardinals.
he's a part of the Patriots' death cult, just like Antonio Brown was at one point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, we could go into a theory that you know, like,
I'm sure there's a lot we could say
you could say like, I don't know,
if we were to delve into whatever conspiracy
yeah, like
Raymond over here
yeah,
is
like
cooking.
Bill
Bill
Belichick.
Belichick did not kill himself.
Bill Belichick's alive.
Exactly, am I wrong?
But I'm saying like maybe like somebody just because no one else, no he like even though there's nothing like weird about the autopsy either. Like with Epstein too, his autopsy was kind of weird, and the way they found him was also very weird.
Wait, what is not weird about like having scripture written across your forehead and
Dude.
having symbols painted on the wall in blood?
The man
What
was
is not
insane!
weird about that?
He had CT. He had like third
You
stage
want to
CTE.
talk about the
like,
stuff
that's-
Aaron Hernandez?
Wrong.
You want to talk about the stuff Aaron Hernandez? I'm sorry. You want to talk about the stuff Antonio Brown has been going on about? You want to say weird?
Yeah, but
talking
he's
about
funny.
Caitlin Clark that way, you know, like that's weird. That's pretty weird. The thing he said about her. But we're not gonna go into that. That's not what this is about. I'm just saying. The dude was insane. The guy was maybe it was just like out of nowhere. He was like, "Hey, I just want to kill myself. I'm done," and he did it.
Yeah,
he
maybe,
did all that stuff.
like maybe he felt regret. Maybe he's like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. I regret what I did. And so he decided to,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and so it doesn't have to be all conspiracy. It could
Yes,
could
it
just
does.
be
He
it could
definitely
be a
did not
logical
kill himself.
reason that
Yeah.
not the Illuminati killed him before
That
he could
is
speak.
logical reason.
Yeah. I mean, he had a good lawyer too. I mean,
Maybe he had ties to Bohemian Grove.
I don't know about. No.
New England's a very far away from California.
Okay,
It's not a
that
Ryan Garcia
they're
situation.
millionaires. That doesn't mean they can't fly down there. Or do you think they're hitchhiking to Bohemian Grove?
No, I'm
Exactly.
just saying that'd be an awfully long trek for somebody to make and still have football games.
Well, maybe they did it in the off season.
I don't know.
I don't know. These are very short offseason for NFL players. They really don't have that much time.
Okay, well, he still had enough time to go to Bohemian Grove and back.
Okay, yeah.
Allegedly, supposedly,
But,
No, this isn't.
according to Raymond.
yeah, I mean, look, this is going like on the wrong track. Well, we've been going about this like half the podcast.
We're going into the deep end now.
Yeah, but
We're not even
I
started.
don't know. But I mean,
Well, I
apparently
think that's all the time we have.
not really. I'm just saying, like he did. There's other stuff like he killed other people too. I've heard of, but like you said, nothing was really.
He killed more than
tied
one
in.
person.
Yeah, that car incident with the three guys in the car.
Oh, I thought you said you
I
didn't.
thought
know
you
if
said you
anybody
didn't
died.
know, buddy.
Well, it's not like proven. It's just like a thing.
Yeah, I have a hunch too.
Yeah. And then, I mean, yeah, his entire life was a really jumpy guy too. So I don't know. Lloyd probably did something that set him off a little too much, and just took offense to that. Because like if people he did know too, like in like nightclubs and all that, he would just go off on them out of nowhere if they just looked at him the wrong way.
Maybe they
But-
shouldn't look at him.
No, I mean, yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else we want to add to this?
Tom Brady did not kill himself.
Not. Yeah, I think we would know. Oh yeah, and actually no. So that nightclub thing, where they don't know if they tied him to, they couldn't really tie him to the bird. They had a photo lineup. Hernandez was in that lineup, and they picked Hernandez for that one. Now again, it's not 100% accurate, but it is kind of interesting. The fact that he fit the description. Hispanic male, about 230 pounds, tall, tattoos, bald, or very short hair at the time. I don't know when this took place really, but very short hair, you could say. Okay. Yeah, and they picked him out of the lineup, so. Yeah, but again, nothing came from that.
Just like the Illuminati picked him to be suicided.
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have. Again, my name's Toner.
Rest in peace.
Wait.
Rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
Okay, and then you gotta.
Free the goat, Antonio Brown.
Whoa! It's not stopping.
Okay.